When you first start dating somebody, should you let them see you're crazy or should you hide it from them? So you just started dating somebody and you find yourself checking your phone constantly to see if he's responded to you and how long it's been, and did he open your message? How long has it been since he read it and responded? When you're out with him, you notice if he's looking at any other girl. You're feeling really nervous about how secure you are in the relationship and how into you he is. Or maybe you find yourself kind of struggling. If he's showing a lot of interest in you, you notice yourself wanting to kind of create space, or you're thinking about past relationships, or you start to feel a little smothered as he gets closer, as the relationship progresses. Or maybe as you're getting into this relationship and you're actually interested, you find your brain really wondering when the other shoe is going to drop. You're waiting, because anytime you know that he's going to reveal his true colors and let you know that he's actually not really interested in you. All of these scenarios are different representations of attachment styles. If you have an insecure attachment style, whether it's fearful avoidant or dismissive avoidant or an anxious attachment style, should you pretend and act like you're secure, or should you let him see and understand what's going on inside of you? So chances are pretty good you probably find yourself wondering how safe it is to let him know what it is that's going on inside of your head, and letting him see what to you can feel really crazy, and being afraid that he might think you're crazy for having the things going on inside of your head. The real central question here is a couple of fold. One is, if you know, and you have enough insight, and you know that you don't have a secure attachment style or a secure rule book, you know that that's what healthy is. Do you pretend to be that, or do you show up authentically and let him know what is actually going on emotionally with you? Or how soon do you do that in a relationship? And this is a really important answer, because one of the most important things in a relationship is trust. When we feel trust, we feel safe in a relationship. And openness is one of the 3 variables that research has identified that are really important to build trust in a relationship. And openness is defined as what percentage of what goes on inside of me do you have access to? And the higher that number, the more you know what's going on inside of me, the less your brain has to fill in the details and to figure out, what else is going on back there that you don't know about. The lower that number, the less I share with you, the less open I am, the more your brain has to fill in, and the less trust you naturally feel, and the less safe you're going to feel in that relationship. And at the same time, one of the things that research also shows is that most people never rewire their attachment style, even though it is rewirable, if that's a word. Attachment style gets set by age 3, and most people just follow that attachment style, that rule book, for the rest of their lives. And one of the reasons why is because they don't know how to rewire it. So how do you balance taking steps to rewire your unhealthy rule book that keeps sabotaging your emotional safety and your relationships with, how do you balance that with also showing up authentically and not violating this really important openness variable that can undermine the trust and safety in your relationships? The answer is both. It is really important to let him understand where you're coming from. You actually want to do that really early in a relationship. To understand that, it's really important to keep in mind, what's the purpose of dating? The purpose of dating is filtration. The purpose of dating is to be able to effectively and healthfully filter out people who are not good matches for you. And so every time a relationship ends, for good reason, every time you have filtered out a relationship that should have been filtered out, you have actually not failed in dating, you have effectively dated. You want to dump however many you need to in the top of the funnel and have one good healthy prospect pop out the bottom. And so you want to be aggressively assessing. Anybody that you're going to progress in a relationship with needs to know who you are and needs to choose you. Because if you go into a relationship and you feel like you have to be something else in order to be loved and accepted, your brain will sabotage that all day long, and you'll never feel safe and secure in that relationship. Most people today have at least sort of a vague understanding of attachment and attachment style. And if the guy that you're dating doesn't, you should educate him a little bit. Because you don't have to be afraid if you're in a relationship with somebody who has an insecure attachment style, whether that's an anxious attachment style, a dismissive avoidant, or a fearful avoidant. You don't have to be afraid of that. You just have to know what to do with it. And so if you are the one that has that, you do want to let them know, because if you don't let them know, your behavior will eventually let them know, and then they'll feel like you've done a bait and switch. So how you want to balance that is you want to let them know, hey, I've got a fearful avoidant attachment style. And what that means is that I have a difficult time trusting. My brain is high on both avoidance and anxiety. My core fear is that as I get attached to you, and the more attached to you I get, that's when you're going to reveal your true colors and pull the rug out from under me and let me know that you actually don't want to be in a relationship with me. That fear of betrayal, and it doesn't matter how far along in a relationship you are, fear of betrayal is the core fear for a fearful avoidant attachment style. So you want to let him know that, and at the same time, for you and your future, you want to be working at rewiring to a secure attachment style. You want to be replacing your insecure rule book with a healthy, secure rule book. And how you do that is by forcing yourself to behave and think like a secure person behaves and thinks. So if you don't know how a secure person behaves and acts, then do some research on that and find out so that you can pretend, but pretend with consent. Let them know what's going on, and let them know that you're working on rewriting your insecure attachment rulebook to a secure attachment rulebook. One of the things that I really want to punctuate here is that you're not broken or a liability if you have an insecure attachment style. In fact, if you have an insecure attachment style, you didn't choose it. It's a really important thing to understand. Attachment style gets wired by age 3, like I said, and that was given to you. So you don't have to feel like damaged goods because of that. The key here is that even though you didn't get to choose it, it is up to you whether or not you continue to follow that script that was given you. And that is what you do not have to do. And there are plenty of people out there, good matches, who are totally willing and able to walk the path with you as you work to become more and more healthy. And it's doable. It is doable. Attachment style is rewritable. So please don't take from this that you either have to hide who you are so that somebody healthy will choose you, and then you just have to hope that you're able to keep up the charade long enough to get hitched or whatever, or that if you let them see who you are, you're going to chase every good candidate off. That's not the case. You just have to make sure that you find somebody who chooses you, because that will go just as far, if not farther, than anything else. Because one of the things that reinforces an unhealthy attachment style is continuing to have interactions and to be with people that make you feel like you don't matter, like you're not worth it, like you're not safe. And so if you feel like you have to act like you're a square when you're really a triangle in order to be okay, it's going to undermine your ability to feel safe and worthy in that relationship. So you just have to find somebody who wants what you bring to the table. And I guarantee that you bring lots of really awesome things to the table, and you have to find somebody that wants you. You can take our attachment quiz to find out what your attachment style is. You can also take our temperament assessment to find out what your personality is and how that interacts with your attachment style in your life and in your relationships.